So if you guys haven't known, NBA Twitter is going crazy because they're like, somebody was posting a gun or swinging a gun that was legally theirs on IG, got 25 games with Josh Giddey with a 15-year-old girl, and the league is barely investigating it right now. Yeah.
What's up, man? It's Josh. Here with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you.
It was funny because there was a bunch of stuff. They were like, bro was posting TikToks about her. When you realize Josh Giddey is posting TikToks about a 15-year-old girl, 16-year-old girl. No way, bro. It was crazy too because all I did was like wake up. I opened my X or Twitter, and then you see, you know, that dude who's like, who always just retweets something, and he's like, Josh Giddey did what with that like black dude hands on the face, wide eyes and shit. Yeah, him. And then I'm like, what is he talking about? And then, like, it's also annoying because bro doesn't even repost it under his thing, under his repost or whatever. Bro just posts that and then keeps pushing, keeps moving on throughout the day. But yeah, that was posted. And then I'm like, okay, then I don't know what happened. Let me refresh the page. Because whenever he does that, something's happened, right? I refresh the page and then more stuff just kept popping up. So
I'll take care of business. What's up, my man? We're at the fucking club. Me and my girl, gotta head back to mine.
5 years ago, I was pursuing a master's in biomedical sciences, but it's something that I genuinely didn't want to do. So I dropped out. And I remember sitting on the floor of my apartment at the time feeling lost, feeling like I had no direction at all whatsoever, feeling like I had no purpose. And
where's this
little
going?
did I know that would lead me to moving back in with my parents, relaunching this YouTube channel. A year later, I would start Microphone, and now it's my full-time job. And it's been like that for the past
That's
5
fire.
years.
I need
I
YouTube to
just
be my
wanted
full-time
to
job.
thank
So
each and
subscribe.
every one of you, whether you are someone that is
Or Twitch.
consuming the content, whether you're
Follow.
someone that's hate watching the content, whether you're someone that is working on this content, literally from the bottom of my heart, I want you to know that I have tremendous gratitude for you, for your support, for your hard work, for your sacrifices, for your feedback, and for your passion for my content. And on this day of gratitude and thanks, which happens to fall on the day of my birthday, I wanted you all to know
His birthday's on
I'm
Thanksgiving.
thankful and grateful.
Do you
for
have a
all.
cake at your
Now that we got
birthday?
all that out of the way, cue the intro.
Bro, I can't wait for December 23rd. I could use some cheesecake, honestly. I need some cheesecake. And it's after the day my dad gets paid too, bro. I need some cheesecake on that day. That day's my birthday, by the way. So save it. See, if you're not going to follow or subscribe until then, subscribe on that day. That'll be my biggest birthday gift.
For the last month and a half, I have plugged in the same freaking ad in each and every video to remind you guys that every single time PrizePicks does this, we end up making money. Last time it was with a Steph Curry free square. This time, it's for Thanksgiving, so we have a few days to lock this in. All Christian McCaffrey needs is 1 yard, which he's gonna get a yard in order for his square to convert, which means we only need to get 1 pick right in order to 3x our money, or 2 picks right to potentially 5x our money. I'm gonna post my picks onto my Instagram at The Flight Mike, and make sure you use my promo code microphone to double your deposit up to $100 when you join PrizePicks. It's worth a shot because historically we have a great win percentage on this. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? This morning, when I woke up, the very first thing I did was check my Twitter account. And upon seeing this information, I did what any man in my situation would do.
Tweet out, what the f did I just wake up to?
I wanted to give a special shout out to the individual that replied my exact line of thinking. Chop chop video boy, no Thanksgiving for you, which honestly made me laugh. With the 6th pick in the 2021 NBA draft, the OKC Thunder selected Josh Giddey, a player that was dubbed the next coming of Luka Doncic. Either way,
They said that? No way they said that. Because, bro, like, people are always like, he has no bag. His bag is getting 2 points. Like, 2 points is 2 points, but it's like straight catch ball, maybe shoot or run.
Way, the OKC Thunder were in the midst of a very long rebuild. They were building around Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. They were placing a huge emphasis on their homegrown talent, and they had a treasure chest of high draft picks as a result of the Paul George trade and the Russell Westbrook trade and the Chris Paul trade and subsequent trades that they've been making ever since to hoard as much draft capital as humanly possible. And there is no question in anyone's mind that Josh Giddey was a huge part of the OKC Thunder's future. And in his first year, man, he was pedestrian to say the least. The OKC Thunder weren't necessarily
like Dom's Live News, if you guys know him. I used to watch him. Bro had like first thing open up is so many, like just Josh Giddey stuff.
The greatest team. He averaged 12 points per game, shot 42% from the field, shot 26% from three, but he actually improved significantly last year, averaging 17 points per game, shooting 33% from three and 48% from the field. Through it all, there was no question in anyone's mind that the OKC Thunder are really committed to this core of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, and most recently Chet Holmgren, who's been having incredible games and is currently the leader in Rookie of the Year voting. As a matter of fact, the OKC Thunder are technically the second best team in the West, with an 11-4 record behind the Minnesota Timberwolves, and are currently on a 6-game win streak. Yeah, that rebuild that we were all worried about might be over soon. So you might be wondering, okay, Mike, video over, what's the problem? Well, there are some allegations out there in regards to Josh Giddey, and man, these are some very, very disturbing allegations. And I want to say, like, just based upon the content that we are receiving and based upon just looking at things from face value, it doesn't look good. I don't necessarily know any other way to spin this, but at the same time, I will say these are allegations. Allegations that are so troubling that it looks like Chet Holmgren is even like deleting tweets that have Josh Giddey in them. So whenever a franchise corner deleting allegations that are so troubling that it looks like Chet Holmgren is even like deleting tweets that have Josh Giddey in them. So whenever a franchise cornerstone is doing that with a player that clearly is a huge part of OKC's future, it cannot be good. To give you an idea of what Josh Giddey is being accused of, the best way I could explain it is via this headline: dating girls the same age as his 3-point percentage, Twitter reacts on Josh Giddey, which is a wild title if you think about it, but if that still doesn't really paint the picture, then maybe this Photoshop kind of spells out what we're trying to allude to. So there's this
Under
one
18
female
is crazy.
TikToker who, by the way, attends high school, that posted a bunch of content with Josh Giddey. Now, I don't want to give this TikToker a tremendous amount of clout, so if you really want to see who it is, I'll post her name onto my Instagram story. But this one TikToker started releasing content with Josh Giddey. Originally, this was posted from some Twitter account I've never heard of. Josh Giddey from the OKC Thunder.
That's the first one I seen too.
Read that yourself. First video, he's talking to her brother. This is disgusting, and this man needs to be punished. We can't.
I was like, maybe it's a fake story. You never know.
She is a junior in high
And then
school.
more stuff
Now,
just
the
kept
crazy
coming out.
part is this dude actually deactivated his Twitter, or his Twitter got banned. I don't know which one it is, which kind of makes me scared to post this video as well, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully at worst it's demonetization, but eventually someone actually reposted the content onto a different account, and we'll play the videos for you.
What's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. Here you go in a second.
Yeah, I didn't watch that video though.
All the best of luck. We're gonna come up and watch you. Take care of business.
So I really tried my best to look at it from Josh Giddey's perspective, and all I could really come up with is some random girl may pull up to him, and by the way, this is my own guess. I don't know if this is what actually happened. Some random girl goes up to him, says, "Hey, Josh Giddey, my brother is a huge fan of yours. Can you send him a nice message?" And his message was,
What's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. Here you go in a Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're gonna come up and watch you. Take care of business.
Is it weird to say, "Hey, I'm here with your beautiful sister"? Yeah, I would say so. There's also not necessarily any proof that it's the same girl in this video. You could only kind of like see very little bits of her face. It's consistent with the other images, but you can't for sure confirm it's her. And that's just me trying to formulate an argument. It could be a situation where it's someone completely different, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just trying to like play the devil's advocate for this situation. If it is the same girl, then obviously it's weird. If you're saying,
"Hey bro, I'm here with your beautiful sister. We're gonna come and get you, keep working hard."
But there's also this video as well.
What's up, my man? We're at the club. Me and my girl gotta head back to mine.
So, you know, whenever I say if there's additional supporting evidence, then I'm gonna start to be a little skeptical. Over here, we could start to see that it could be that girl. His terminology at the same time is
And then
very
more
strange.
stuff just kept coming
Yo,
out.
I'm here with my girl.
If this girl is indeed that same girl, then obviously he's in some big trouble here. But then there's this one picture, which in my opinion would be very difficult to Photoshop, considering the fact that there's glaring lights up top and in the back, the light is bleeding into her face. The light is also bleeding into Josh Giddey's hair. And again, these are all allegations. This is just my own analysis. And then the most incriminating image is this image where she posts this picture and said, just did the deed with Josh Giddey. And if you're Josh Giddey, man, I mean, let's just assume this is true. How the hell are you so cool, like just posing like that for a selfie in this incriminating situation? I think that's what's throwing me off and making me believe that there's no freaking way this could be true. You know what I mean? Like this whole bit where I'm trying to play devil's advocate is just, the situation is so bizarre because any man in that situation isn't proud of doing something that terrible. But you could understand why I'm having so much trouble believing that these allegations are so true, because like he's so proud of the situation he's in. It doesn't even seem like he's trying to hide this terrible, disgusting thing he's doing.
True.
And the situation is just so bizarre.
Like you said,
and so nasty.
oh,
and
I understand the questions,
so
but
I'm
I'll
trying
deal
my
with
best
them
not
later.
to jump to conclusions, but like all of the arguments that I'm trying to make for myself just aren't working. I just think this situation is bizarre. And if these allegations are true, then clearly this dude's a freak and needs to be punished for it. But you could understand why I think this is so weird. You know, like even in the case of EDP, whenever he was busted, he was trying to hide the disgusting
That's
things he was
true.
trying to do. He wasn't posing for a selfie. You know what I mean? Now, people are going crazy responding to this news. I mean, Isaiah Thomas tweeted out, "I be hearing that OKC needs a new guard." Hashtag
I
insane.
didn't see that.
You
That's
gotta love
funny.
how Isaiah Thomas will always shoot his shot with these NBA teams. Josh Giddey changed his profile picture to a black screen
Really?
and turned the comments off on all of his images. And here's where things are really crazy, guys. I mean, there's a chance that this individual may have found the loophole because technically speaking, the age of consent in Oklahoma
They
is
said it was
16 years of
16?
age.
Yeah.
So a 16-year-old can consent to a 21-year-old in Oklahoma. I love how whenever you look it up on Google, immediately they know what you're trying to research. Because Josh Giddey is quite literally 21 years old, so they know what we're looking up. So this entire story is bizarre to me because now I'm starting to get convinced that this actually went down and it's legal. Now, again, this is my own speculation, but I'm starting to get more and more convinced that this actually went down, but it happened in a state where the age of consent is 16. With all that being said, technically speaking, this might be perfectly legal. And this would explain why he's so fine with posing behind that girl in the selfie. That would explain why he's so proud of calling her his girl. Again, these are all theories and speculation, but this entire storyline is absolutely crazy. Now, before you guys start to say that, oh my God, Josh Giddey is the sick individual that is taking advantage of Oklahoma's laws, if you look up where Josh Giddey is from, he's from Melbourne, Australia, where the age of consent is 16 as well. So there's multiple ways to looking at this. Again, this is very
I did not
highly
know that.
speculative, and just to let me know what you guys think about this story in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
That's interesting. I didn't know about those other stuff. Oh, what did this drop? Oh, there you go. Did he drop another one? 7 hours ago. Ooh. You know what? Let's do a 2-in-1. Let's do a 2-in-1 because why not?
iPhone 15.
We'll do a
in
2-in-1.
mouse case.
Broken, never to be.
So on Thanksgiving Day, while we were stuffing our faces, watching football, and arguing with our uncle that believes in wild conspiracy theories, and personal to me while I was also celebrating my birthday, a huge piece of highly speculative news came out that took over the internet by storm. And it was a piece of news that,
NBA
if
investigator?
true, could without a doubt ruin the career of a basketball player who is considered to be a franchise cornerstone of the Oklahoma City Thunder. And while I did bring you guys a video on that day right after I blew the candles out on my birthday cake. Today we got a huge update on the situation from more official sources. In addition to Josh Giddey and the head coach of the OKC Thunder acknowledging the situation. But before we get to the content, there's a good chance this video gets demonetized. So if you could just support the channel by leaving a like, considering subscribing, and turning on our notifications to help the channel grow. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. For the last month and a half, I have plugged in the same freaking ad in each and every video to remind you guys to get a 3 Instagram to 100 player that was percentage on this. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So for those of you who don't know who Josh Giddey is, he is a 21-year-old basketball player that was selected with the 6th overall pick in the 2021 NBA draft, which means this guy was really freaking good when he tried to enter into the NBA, to the point where the Thunder spent a high draft pick on him. If you ask OKC Thunder fans, he's viewed as a developmental project type player that has shown great flashes so far in the NBA, but still has a little ways to go to become a potential perennial all-star or a role player. Either way, he's considered to be very good at the game of basketball, and he makes millions of dollars to play the game of basketball. And on Thanksgiving Day, we covered what I believe was one of the wildest stories that I've ever covered in my entire career. I mean, the twists and turns of this particular story is just unfathomable. So the very first thing we saw was this clip of Josh Giddey showing love to his girlfriend's brother.
Trent, what's up, man? It's Josh. Be with your beautiful sister. Good luck for your season. You're going to Sacramento soon for a game, so all the best of luck. We're going to come up and watch you. Take care of business.
And then we also got this clip of Josh Giddey once again saying that he's going to take this girl back to his place.
Trent, what's up, my man? We're at the front of the club. Me and my girl. Better head back to mine.
Before we got this image and this image, which I think
Oh,
is
he's showing
the
their faces now.
craziest image of all. Any girl that takes a picture and posts just anyone onto their Snapchat story or sends that as a Snapchat, I just think that's crazy. It's definitely a new generation out there. But obviously the big problem with this situation is the fact that Josh Giddey was with an underage girl, at least allegedly. The original tweet saying that this is disgusting and this man needs to be punished. We can't let this go under the surface any longer. This needs to be seen, and the girl is a junior in high school. From that point on, the story gets a little weird, but that didn't stop the internet from making copious amounts of memes on this situation. Remember when Josh Giddey saw them children sitting courtside and turned into 2003 Kobe Bryant is one of the craziest tweets that I think I've ever seen. They literally made a montage of Josh Giddey just because, I mean, you guys could put it together. And the craziest part is this is when Josh Giddey broke the record for having the youngest triple-double in NBA history, which is a remarkable achievement to say the least.
Bro said I got a Jordan Poole, but
him
opposite.
Celebrating when he beat the Los Angeles Clippers in the play-in
Instead of
tournament.
under,
It's like
he's
Josh
over.
Giddey when the OKC Thunder tell them that they're sending him to the minor league. But of course, whenever someone gets into some trouble or gets into a situation like this, people will go and do a deep dive into their past and try to dig up some skeletons in their closet. And I guess in this particular case, they found a lot of cringy TikToks of Josh Giddey. And he said it's funny because he's making this about a underage girl.
Yeah, I talked about them too. Those were the ones I seen, bro. That's funny. When she doesn't call you back in 2 hours.
And I think this might be my favorite one just because I'm a Star Wars fan.
I didn't listen to the audio, but I heard it.
A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the
Bro,
hustle.
this was funny.
A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
And then, of course, there's people saying whenever they bet the under 16.5 for Josh Giddey,
tell them to bring me my money.
Now, obviously, the problem with this is typically the age of consent is usually the age of 18. People are also calling him out because there's allegedly a 5-year difference between the two. But the main issue that we had yesterday about this situation.
I don't even think they would be in high school at the same time, so you can't even be like we were both at the same school type shit. Then again, she would be like a freshman.
is the
He'd
fact
be like a
that
senior.
there's a lot
So
of gray area in the story. There's some people that believe that she's 17. There's some people that believe she's 15. And probably the one thing that nobody is talking about is Josh Giddey was born in Melbourne, Australia, where the age of consent is 16, and he currently plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, where the age of consent is 16. So
damn,
this was all news to me, and it was
that
the
shit
first
ain't
time I learned
changed.
anything about it yesterday, but it definitely makes this situation a lot more complicated than what you would initially think from the moment you read this story. The major update with this story is the fact that we got responses from Josh Giddey, in addition to the head coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Tim McMahon and Shams Charania told us what the NBA is planning to do, which
Really?
in my opinion makes this whole highly speculative viral rumor very legitimate, which means
Well,
that this
they're
is definitely
investigating.
something that is developing. So according to Shams Charania, the NBA is looking into the allegations of Josh Giddey having an inappropriate relationship with a minor that have emerged via social media, according to league spokesman Mike Bass. This was echoed by Tim McMahon, who also said that the league is looking into allegations that Thunder guard Josh Giddey has been involved in an improper relationship with an underage girl. Now, Josh Giddey had this to say when he was asked about the situation during practice.
Over the past couple of days, there was some pretty serious allegations. I know nothing is concrete there, but is there anything you can say in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the question, obviously, but, there's no further comment right now.
And then Mark Daignault, which I definitely butchered, but the head coach of the OKC Thunder had this to say about the situation.
Hey, coach, talking about it?
Potential distraction with Josh, just in terms of a moment viral online, social media. Do you deal with that in any way? Do you concern yourself with whether that's a distraction?
Personal matter, and I have no comment on it. And that'll be my answer on anything related.
So as I was going through my comments yesterday, which, by the way, incredible comment section. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. It really meant the world to me to get a lot of positive support and positive comments on that day. And I want you all to know that you all mean the world to me. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. But one of the comments that I received as I was going through the comment section is honestly something that made a lot of sense to me, where someone said we should change the way that we talk about this underage thing. Where I live, 15 is the legal age for consent. Meanwhile, just because an arbitrary border is placed at a higher age by the law in your country, you keep calling it disgusting, nasty, him a freak, etc. This is out of place. Let's call it illegal. Let's say that he needs to be punished because he broke the law. But before jumping to all those other conclusions, please think about the situation itself. If she's 17, it's nasty. If she's 18, it's cool. If it's in the US, it's disgusting. If it's in Europe, it's cool. Let's be a little bit more nuanced and let's not be sheep.
That's
Honestly,
true.
he makes a very legitimate point. I originally thought that the age of consent was 18 in each and every state in the United States.
It's
Means my
not, yeah.
bachelor's in history in UCLA literally did nothing for me because I should have known that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be very interesting to see how the NBA punishes this. Because if Josh Giddey didn't break the law, then everything should be fine. But there's a lot of holes that need to be filled before we could come to that conclusion ourselves. And believe me, as more information comes out, even the slightest bit of information, I'll make sure that I bring you guys an update onto the situation. For now, it seems like Josh Giddey is clear to continue playing with the OKC Thunder. I expect the NBA to
Yeah,
complete
age of
the
consent,
investigation within
easy
the next
is
couple of days,
18.
and by then, we'll have an update for you guys on this channel. Let me know in the
I don't
comment
look it
section
up.
down below, what do you guys think about this situation? I personally think it is one of the most bizarre cases I've ever covered. I never thought that we'd get to a point where there's a dispute about the age of consent in the United States, and I think that was a twist that I wasn't anticipating originally. Needless to say, the story is crazy, and I'd like to know what you guys think about all this. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike. I'm dropping her.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'm wondering if a 16-year-old girl is doing at a club, even if the age of consent is 16, if the partner is 21 or younger, it's pretty gross that any club would allow underage people to place a business on purpose, essentially inviting potential sketchy. That is true. You said it wasn't a sketchy scenario. That 16 is for people who are 16 or 17. It's illegal for a minor to have a relations with an adult, really. Incorrect, he says. It's completely normal, but Americans are crazy. Love to call it pedophile. California, where Josh did the dirty. with a minor is 18. Oklahoma law or Australian law has no. That's true. Or she lives with her parents being a minor. Also, depending on the place. Ooh, I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's also true. I have no opinion too. I mean, I let's just wait for more facts to come out and see what happens. Cause I don't know. But yeah, like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day or night, and bye.